See, I never knew that, Sherrie.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, man. Happy New Year.
Almost. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
We're all off on our holidays.
Oh,
It's
you know
that
what?
weird time between Christmas and New Year's.
And as you get older, it all just flows together.
Yeah,
it doesn't,
right?
you don't have that excitement of, ooh, Thanksgiving, and ooh, Christmas is coming, and then, oh, happy. No, it all just flows together. So
Yeah.
anybody who's my age or older, you know exactly what I say. So.
Well, speaking of your age...
Nice. 55. Okay.
I wasn't going to ask.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I was going to ask if we could make a different kind of video than we normally do.
Okay, you should have said that. I would have showered this morning and wore my fancy underwear.
Oh,
okay,
we don't have smell-o-vision, so we're okay. We could shift gears if you want, but I was going to ask you like some personal questions, some getting to know you. Like whenever I throw it out to my audience, they want to know stuff about Sherrie that above and beyond silver and gold and coin collecting. So you up for it?
Sure. I'm not very interesting, but okay.
All right, let's start with, hey, where'd you grow up?
Chicago area.
Okay. Like down south?
No, suburbs. Born in Canada.
Uh-huh.
We lived
How long
in
did you guys stay in Canada?
just a couple years.
Okay.
Fuck balls. Fine. Film that shit. Oh, goody. I'll wait here patiently. Anyway, back to that question.
Yeah, so you came from Canada.
I was born in Canada. Came back. We have family up there. Came back across. We lived in Riverdale, Harvey, Elsa. Then my parents bought their first home in Orland Hills. Orland back then, and stayed in that area my whole life. So the Orland, Tinley, Oak Forest. Our first home was in Midlothian, right over here, and now we live in Tinley. And yeah, so I've been in this immediate area.
Okay, so you're kind of like us. You have the advantage of going to Chicago whenever you want, and the fun stuff up there, but you're out in the burbs where things are a little calmer.
Yeah, it was back then. Not so much anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, the stuff's spreading. Even into Indiana, the Chicago nonsense is spreading into
it never stops. So.
Yeah.
Shit everywhere.
What was childhood like for you? I'm digging deep here.
It was fine.
Okay.
It was fine.
Uh-huh.
It's just average childhood. Nothing big. Both my parents are deceased, so just normal childhood.
Okay.
My dad was married a couple different times. So before my mom, he was married and had 2 kids, and then in between that and my mom, he had another kid, and then he married my mom and had me and my sister. So there's 5 of us, but we're not close.
Okay.
I'm close with my brother.
Okay.
That's the only one I talk to.
Were you a homebody? Did you run around the neighborhood?
Oh, yeah. We ran around the neighborhood. We were, one of those types of kids that just cause trouble.
Well, yeah,
just average kids. Nothing
average
spectacular.
Back then was, like for me and you, our age demographic is a lot different than it is now.
Oh yeah.
I never was in the house. And,
your parents locked you out, and you came back when the street lights came on. Or,
exactly.
That's how it was. So
you maybe run in and grab a sandwich and leave, and even.
My mother locked us out, and we weren't allowed back in the house. So if we were dying, maybe, but other than that, no. So if you broke a bone or other than that, no. You weren't allowed back in the house.
A whole different generation.
Yes, it was.
And do you remember those commercials back in the day? They would come on at like 10:30 at night.
Do you know where your kids are?
Yeah. Oh, that was us.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
That was us, yes.
Yeah.
Half the time, no, my parents never knew where we were. We would just come floating in. So.
Yeah. All right. So tell us a little bit about school for you. What was your school experience like? Were you popular in school? Good student? I mean, you're a sharp lady.
I'll pass on that question. Your viewers do not want to know the answer to that question.
Now they really want to know.
I was not the popular kid.
Okay.
I dropped out of high school my sophomore year.
Okay.
And never went back to school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
all right. I won't press on
I was
that.
just one of those kids, yeah.
Hey, my mom dropped out of high school.
Yeah. I started working 2 jobs very, very young and
Okay.
was in my own apartment at 17 years old, which is
Wow.
unheard of now, but back
Yeah.
then, yeah. And, you know, I worked 2 jobs and supported myself and worked my way up. So,
Wow.
so no, school age years is not something I would like to
Not
discuss.
something you reminisce.
Yeah,
and, you know,
no.
And so, all right, let me ask you a weird rando question. What's the last book you read? Besides the gray sheet.
Yeah, besides the gray sheet. I just read one, I can't even think, Mars was the author, about a girl who, they grew up in England, and she chained her mother up in the house, and she thought her baby had died, and she was wacko, and she had killed her father, and she had identities, you know, whatever. Anyway, she ended up kidnapping her son and chaining him in the basement, and oh yeah, it was great. It was an interesting book.
True story or fiction?
No, it's fiction.
Oh,
Thank God.
for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But it was just one of those random mysteries. You know, you don't see it coming at the end, and
Yeah.
she killed them both in the end.
Oh boy. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Hey, so tell me a little bit about, or as much as about your family as you want. I mean, you know, I know I think all our viewers know you're married, and
I have one son. He's 35. Lives in my basement.
Okay.
Raises boa constrictors.
Okay.
Great. And then I have 4 grandkids, but not from him. He only gave me 1 grandkid.
Okay.
But then baby mama got married, and he came with a kid. So then there was 2, and then she had 2 more with him. So
Okay.
I've got 4 grandkids. I have 1 by blood. The rest are all my grandkids, regardless. So
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm Uma and Oompa, and you know, they love me more than the other 2 blood grandparents, for whatever the reason. So yeah, I have 4 grandkids, 1 son who's gonna live in my basement until I die.
People don't realize what good pets snakes are.
Oh, we have.
I used to own a couple of
Okay,
snakes.
we have like 25. Yeah,
How big is the biggest?
they're not like the great big pythons and stuff. These are
Yeah.
boas, so
Yeah.
the smaller tree boas and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
they get long, but I think the biggest one is maybe only this big around. Okay,
Okay.
maybe 7 or 8 feet long.
That's pretty big.
Yeah,
I
she's
mean, that's a big snake.
and they're all very, very sweet. There's only a couple of them that are bitey, and he's been breeding them. So we just had a litter of 6. So great. Yeah, he's supposed to be selling these. He just keeps getting more and more and never sells anything.
All right,
you
so
know.
if anybody wants to buy a snake, call Sherrie. See, I never knew that, Sherrie.
God,
Oh, man, I'm asking you all these random questions.
Yeah, that's a random. Yeah. My life is rando. So
Well, I appreciate you
this
opening up.
is my
to-
vacation, okay, when I'm at work. This
Yeah.
is my downtime, okay?
That's why you're always having a good time here.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of time, free time. You must have a little bit of free time here and there. What do you do on your free time? What's your
Spending my grandkids.
Okay.
Spoil them, take them shopping, take them, you know. They're
Movies,
always,
that kind of thing?
yeah, they're always spending the night. We're always out doing something, you know, going to dinner, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm with my grandkids constantly. They don't live with me, but I'm with my grandkids more than people who have them, that they live with them. I mean, I'm with them all the time. So
Yeah, you get a lot of good quality time with
I
them.
do.
That's
I do.
good. How did you get into the coin/bullion business?
I needed a job.
Okay.
Back when I was 17
Yeah.
and I was working 2 jobs. Back then we were in the mall, okay? And in the mall you had hours from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. So I would go to my first job starting at 6 or 7 or whatever it was, work until 2, and then come and work at the mall until 9 at night.
Wow.
They hired me because I just needed a job. They needed a counter person, and I never left.
Wow.
It just stuck.
And that's been over 30 years, I think.
I
you
think
told
I
me.
found my original. I found my original application for employment
Really?
back then. It was 1985.
Wow.
85. Yeah. Yeah, back then. So
That-
long time ago.
Yeah, malls have changed a lot since then. A lot has changed
Yep.
back since then, but still coin collectors. All these years later, people are buying coins, and the hobby's still alive.
I don't know.
How would you say
I'm
it's
seeing
changed?
I'm seeing it slowing down a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, everything now is more geared towards bullion stuff than actual collectors.
Right.
I mean, the people who used to be the diehard collectors, putting together nice sets of pennies, dimes, quarters, dollars, whatever. That market is dying off. I'm
Yeah.
not seeing that group of people anymore, and the ones that are coming up, they're few and far between.
Yeah.
Very few.
I see that in my coin club. Most of us in the club are like in our 80s, and some of these guys, and they are kind of passing away.
Right.
The younger kids that are like coin phenoms, they're not into the pennies and dimes and
No.
little stuff. They're into like really high-end stuff,
Right.
and not so much the sets anymore either.
Right.
There's some real hardcore young guys
I'm
into
sure,
it.
I'm sure.
But they're, like you said, they're far and few between.
Yeah.
All right, another total rando question. Favorite food?
Pasta.
Pasta. You have a favorite restaurant around here? Or?
There's a place down the street called Louisa's. It's an Italian restaurant. I really like their food.
Okay.
But I cook a lot. I'm a great cook, and I cook a lot. So,
Okay.
like yesterday, I made a huge prime rib. I made pasta bolognese. That was an all-day affair to make bolognese, which it usually is.
I don't even know what that is. What's bolognese?
Bolognese is a red sauce
Oh.
with pork, veal, beef. It's like a meat sauce,
Okay.
but it's real flavorful with vegetables and red wine, and it's real rich and deep and chunky, and it's so good. It's so
Sounds good.
It is.
Sounds like a passion of yours.
It is. I love cooking. I
Yeah.
love cooking. Don't get me wrong. I really do love to cook.
Uh-huh.
I can't bake to save my soul. You give me a tube of cookies that you cut up and you throw on a baking sheet. I'm gonna burn the shit out of that stuff. Okay, I cannot bake to save my soul, but I can cook. I'm a good cook.
Okay.
So,
A fun fact about Sherrie.
fun fact.
Mrs. T thought of this one. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done in your life?
I will pass on that question too.
Oh boy. How about an achievement that you're proud of? Something you've done?
I've stayed married for 35 years. That's an achievement.
That's rare.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
I remember when I met my husband. We grew up together. His younger brother was the same age as me, but we had all gone to school together. When we started dating, and all of our friends that were all dating, and you guys will never make it, and we were the ones that all these years later they have all been divorced, remarried, whatever. We're the only ones that are still together. So it's an achievement,
Hell yeah, that's an achievement. Yeah, we're
and we haven't killed each other.
Yeah, me too.
we're approaching 28 years,
Yeah,
and we've come close a time or two. Usually her ready to kill me, but
Well, yeah, you always have your moments, but
Yeah.
To go from, we made it work.
that is one
that's-
hell of an achievement.
Yeah, so I
It
would
really
say
is.
that's my best achievement.
Yeah, yeah. You're also involved with that Fire Buddies project.
Fire Buddies,
And I know you've
Oak Forest
done a
Fire
lot
Buddies.
for them, and
I have,
Yeah.
and I love they help families and children with cancer and serious illnesses where they, they'll bring the fire trucks and all of that to the home and deliver presents, or if the families are having financial difficulties, they'll help with that.
Yeah.
They grant wishes to kids. I sent a whole family to Disney World last year. It's an amazing, amazing cause.
well, I brought it up because I know you wouldn't have brought it up, but that is something to be proud of. I mean,
It
that's,
is.
that's
I'm
awesome,
very proud of it. Yeah, but it's not something I brag about or anything like that. It's I don't have any children in my family or anything like that who have ever had cancer. That I've never had to deal with that experience. God bless these families that do. Okay, but it's means a lot to me. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Biggest fear. Biggest fear is what keeps you up at night, or something, even if it's
Say when gold and silver go down. No, that's not it. My biggest fear. I don't know. There's not much I'm afraid of.
you seem like a pretty fearless lady.
Yeah, there's not much. Not much I'm afraid of.
All right, last question.
Oh, one of my grandkids getting sick.
Yeah. I hear you.
That would be a big one.
Yeah, parents and grandparents, it's always in the,
Yeah.
you know, you don't even like to let your mind go there, honestly.
No, not at all. And when you're dealing with the Fire Buddies thing, and you see these families, who are going through this, and you think, oh my God, what if that was one of my grandkids? Like, oh my God. So yeah, that's probably my biggest fear.
I'll throw a link to the Fire Buddies down
Thank
in
you.
the video description.
Thank you.
What does the future hold for Sherrie?
Well, I'll never retire. We never retire from this. We all just die behind our desks. That's what coin dealers do. So, I don't know. My husband's retired now, and he's talking about moving. He wants to go somewhere warm, which I don't blame him. So I don't know for sure what the future holds. We'll probably end up we'll sell the house here, and he'll get something in Texas, Florida, wherever, Arizona, wherever's warm enough for him to go, and we'll commute back and forth and do our thing. But I love what I do. I have no intentions of quitting my job or giving it up, because this is my whole life. This is what I do. So,
well, wherever you eventually move, we'll have to come visit you, because Mrs. T would move in a heartbeat. But I don't know. I'm too attached to family and friends and all that.
yeah, so as long as my grandkids are young, you
Yeah.
know, once they get to be of an age that, then I'll consider maybe doing something like that. But right now, no.
Yeah.
I mean, they live down the street right here, and I live there, so no.
This video was totally different than anything we've ever done.
It was. I don't know if it answered anybody's questions, but there's, I'm just one of those regular people. Everybody's got their history and their stories and things you don't want to share because it's just.
Yeah, but you've shared a lot in just a short period of time, and we appreciate it. You've got a lot of fans all over the world, honestly. You are my most popular videos. People tune in to see Sherrie.
These guys need a life. You really need a life if I'm your favorite person to watch on YouTube.
No,
but I appreciate everybody.
Even
I
the
really
guy
do.
from Germany, right?
Oh, yeah. By the way, shout out to a fan named Jim. He really likes you a lot.
Okay.
Yesterday, Christmas Day, broke his leg.
Oh no.
And he said, thanks for the videos. They keep, I'm stuck now. And he watched one last night, and it was entertaining to him. And just shout out to Jim and a loyal
shout
fan
out
of ours.
Jim. I'm so sorry you broke your leg. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, ain't it? He had
sucks.
company coming over and tripped on a rug, and next thing you know, he's in the ER. So.
Did you really want to be with that company? Or because it could be a good thing. I mean, there's a lot of times when I have a family coming over and I want to fall down and break my leg. So I'd rather spend the day in the emergency room.
I'm pretty sure it was not intentional.
Say all the time. I'm in here working with a knife. You know what? I really need like 2 days off. Can I just cut myself, get some stitches? No.
All right,
work like
Sharon.
that.
Well, thanks for the time, and Happy New Year
Thank
to
you guys.
and
Happy New Year. Happy holidays to everybody.
we'll
Thank
see
you
you on the
so
next one.
much.
Hey, got to hand it to Sherrie for answering all of those questions I threw her way and allowing you, the viewer, to get to know her a little bit better. It takes a lot of guts to answer those random questions about her background and her childhood and everything else that I asked her about. And so thank you to Sherrie for being so upfront and honest with us and you, the viewer. What you're looking at here is just a bunch of stuff that I bought that day. This stuff, a lot of it, most of it, will be available on my auction tonight, Saturday night. Not this right here. This is going to be made into silver pours here. But come on out Saturday night on my Whatnot. Enjoy a fun conversation and an auction. Check us out. The link is in the video description and as a pinned comment down below. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, oh, by the way, here's a couple more videos that you might enjoy for your viewing pleasure. Thanks a lot, everybody.